Welcome to my Chapter 6 Akumu Fail Collection, Part 2. So Chapter 6 is a very long chapter. Each section has taken me quite a long time, with the exception of the third part. The third part I was actually able to do without dying one time. I was very happy, but I kind of cheated, but we'll see that later. So when you get to this part, it's similar to the other section where you're going to have a lot of guys, and you've got a partner to worry about. But this time your partner has a trusty axe, and he's going to try to help you out. And we'll talk about him in a little bit. You also get a sniper rifle, and the sniper rifle is very powerful, and it's needed because there's these boxes on the walls that they shoot these bolts at you, and you got to take them down. But overall, the level's kind of like left and right. I probably died more on the right side than anything else because I have a tendency to do the right side last. So just by statistical chance of failure, you know, at some point my luck's going to run out on the right side. But this is kind of what the right side looks like. You can see there's a couple, there's a bottom floor, which we're kind of on, and those stairs connect it. And then there's a whole set of ladders that lead up to this top section. And the left side's a lot like that. There's this bottom section and a top section. And there's a middle bridge that connects them. And that whole middle place, those boxes will shoot these giant metal bolts at you, and it's kind of easy to die if you're not paying attention. So right now I'm just kind of learning about the spawns on the side, and you can see not really trying too hard. I'm messing around with the harpoon bolts, which I love this. Hang around, buddy. We'll talk later. I love how he's just dangling from it. I know he's not going back. You can also see that an axe just flew right by my head, so there's a lot that's going on here. But like I said, the right side's not actually that bad. Once you kind of understand where their spawns are and stuff, it's not that big of a deal. And same with the left side. It's not till later in the mission where once you start trying to drop the boxes down, you just get infinite monsters. It literally is infinite. They just come, this one dude opens this thing, and they just come pouring out constantly. So it does get much more difficult, and you start really worrying about ammo. Now see, when you go to the left side, you've got a little bit more options. This first guy comes out, and it's really just a room with a bunch of stuff in it. So it's really useful to kind of go to the left side first, at least I think. But I do die a lot on the left side. There seems to always spawn one of those guys with a Molotov, and I probably die by fire on this stage, I don't know, maybe 15-20 times. But this is like the only guy I think I actually stealth killed on this entire section, because he just comes running out, and it's kind of like, hey, free stealth kill that guy. So, you know, he's taken care of. And then my technique that I've been trying to use is, like, I can't really stealth a lot, so I like to make a lot of noise and, like, you know, split and get people to follow me, split them up, and then take them out while they're walking back or something like that. That's a really good strategy to use in a lot of areas. Because you see, I kicked that door open, and now they're going to come rushing out after they finally open the door. And I think there's two of them. But right now, it doesn't really work out because I think he sees Joesph. So we have to have a quick chat about how harpoon bolts, I suck at shooting those. But, and it bounces right off that mask. That's another thing. Like, the enemies with the mask, you can't headshot them. Like, you saw that bolt just pops them right in the face and just ricochets off. So I think that's kind of cool because it kind of limits you. But it's another reason why I don't like headshots on Akumu mode, because a lot more of those guys wear masks. But anyways, there's also a crap load of hand axes. So there's a couple of times where I tried amassing all the hand axes in one area so that I could use them as, like, oh crap weapons when things come in. But this is what the left side looks like. There's a staircase, and what's interesting is only on the left side, when you go up this staircase, and I guess I am going to stealth this guy, you can see right now I hit a checkpoint. This is the checkpoint. You won't get another checkpoint until you clear the left side, clear the right side, and drop all 4 boxes. And you've got to do that with guys all over the place. And there's Mr. Molotov. I hate that motherfucker. But you have to do that the whole time, and once you start dropping your first box, it's infinite monsters. Now, not only do you have to deal with all that crap, you got to deal with Joesph. But Joesph is actually kind of cool. See all those bolts coming down? That's awesome. He sometimes is so awesome, and he's sometimes so stupid. So let's look at a few times where he's awesome, because I'm going to fail really bad. I can't get any shots to work on this guy. I just give up. I know I'm dead. He got me. I'm toast. So game over. Except for Joesph comes flying in and knocks him down, saves the day. I'm frantically picking up my controller because I'm like, what the hell? I thought I was dead, but I thought that was so cool that Joseph's attack can interrupt your death. So Here's another time where he does something pretty cool. We're on the right side this time, and Joesph is like a beast now. Like, I'm totally sucking with that hand axe. I'm about to die again, and Joesph just clears that guy right off of me. And so I decided to start taking out some of these other guys, and I accidentally fall down. And so I'm frantically trying to make sure I don't die because there's guys down here. Once I get that guy burned, I'm looking. I see Joesph. He's like, he pulls a guy off the ladder and slams him on the ground. So I'm like, oh my god, that's awesome. I didn't know you could do that. So I'm like trying to burn them down, trying to take him down. There's guys all over the place now. Joesph finally gets down here, and he's already like, you know, head chopped one guy. He's thrown guys off ladders. I'm running here. I'm about to die, and Joesph just whacks that dude in the head with an axe. So Joesph did some pretty awesome stuff, but he's also an idiot. Sometimes he is just so stupid it hurts. There's this room on the right side that has a trap, and you may have seen the icon come up. But before I knew about it, whenever you enter that room, Joesph will always path right into the room and hit that trap and kill himself. Every freaking time. His path is to walk that trap. So there was many times when I got over here, I'm like, oh wait, Joseph's coming. I better go disarm the trap, right? So I constantly try to disarm the trap. You can see I'm about to get it. Nope, nope. He's dead. Just a puff of smoke and he's gone. So one of the things I learned there is it's honestly just so much better to run through that trap. Just hit it yourself and run by. You'll make it. Now, I got this guy a lot. I don't know if he's like a static spawn, but the amount of times he kills me by hitting me and lighting me on fire is ridiculous. That time was just me being stupid. I shouldn't have stayed there. This one is me being stupid again. I hit him in the head with an axe and he drops it, of course, and then we both ignite in flames. So this was like, you know, I'm showing a lot of flames because I literally did die to flames so many times. And I believe this is where the generator is, and I finally hit that to get the doors open. But one thing to point out, all this stuff I do, when I die, you gotta do it over. Now this dude, he's been hit with a shotgun, now twice he's on the ground. I'm worried about the other guy. Joesph apparently only wants to stare at people that are laying on the ground. I'm gonna die. An amazing melee attack to save my life, so that Joesph can finally hit the guy he's been stalking, and then we die in the fire. So a lot of fire deaths for me. Lots and lots of fire deaths. Here's another stupid one. I went to heal Joesph, and I accidentally got on the ladder instead, and as I'm climbing down, they just beat me and kill me. So it's another one of those like, oh great, I gotta press X to do like the same 5 fucking different actions. It is what it is. You just have to suck it up sometimes. So this is the one where I think I actually do pretty well and clear out most of this section. I've learned to try to use some of the explosives to take out guys, and I've kind of got the path memorized. I know there's going to be a guy to my left behind me. He's going to be hiding behind there with an axe and he'll throw it. You can just walk right up to start shooting the knees, and when he falls down, burn him. And the other thing I've learned is if you keep your distance a little bit better, I have a tendency to run right on top of them, but I'm learning to like run right at their feet or come in like right at their head, because you have a less of a tendency to get hit when they swing their arms around, which has killed me a lot. And learning to be a little bit more conservative with my ammo by like using certain things to take out explosives and stuff like that. And you can see there's a lot of stuff in this room. And there's another explosive, there's an axe there. There's an axe upstairs. That guy that I just shot in the back had an axe. There's an axe right there. So there's axes all over the place. Let me ask you a question. So I've pretty much cleared out the left side. It's not too hard. Joesph will take care of one of the guys upstairs. You can just take care of most of the guys downstairs and just come over this side with an axe. And I kind of go real fast here. I need that guy dead, and then here's where I just trip the trap myself. You just run through it, you'll be safe, and Joseph's too far away to get himself killed. And at that point, it's just clear it up. Because you can see, like, there's guys coming down and stuff. Total waste of a shotgun blast, but it's really not too bad once you know what you're doing. So that match pissed me off, because that really should have got them both, and I almost died to another. Of course, Joesph just whacked his head completely open, but you can also see I almost died to an axe that just flew off the screen. So you got to be careful about these two guys. They're axe throwers. But you can see them right here. They're always there. They always have axes. So you know, if I probably said axe like, I don't know, 40 times in this video set, but there's a lot of axes. So pretty much once you get these two guys down and you've cleared the left side, you're like, you have breather room. You can go around and collect stuff, turn on the generator. Just be really careful, because the one that has, like, one has goodies and a guy with dynamite, and the other just has a bunch of dudes in that are gonna kill you. So I died to that a lot too. But so that was a really good match. It should not have worked, but I just guess I got lucky. So now I'm at a point where I've opened up the thing. I've learned one magical thing. Well, two magical things at this point. Shooting guys on bridges in the legs instantly kills them because they fall and die. And it doesn't matter. So I can kill every single person now that's running at me that's going to cross this bridge with one pistol bullet. Because when they hit the ground, they're dead. You can see them piling up down there. It's awesome. I also learned that after about 2 hours, there's a guy that pulls a switch once the first box comes down. And if you shoot him, he will not pull the switch, which means you only get a set number of guys and not infinite. Totally changed the whole stage for me, made it so much easier. But then you have to fight a boss. Boss is not too hard. It's the Sadist. The problem is, Sadist is a little bit faster, and you don't have as much freedom to run like you did in the other one. So I like to try to keep him stunned, because it's a little hard for me. I haven't upgraded my sprint yet, so I'm kind of like using some of my bigger bang items on him. You can see I'm popping him full of... I'm using shock bolts and grenades and shotgun shells, and I got a flash bolt going, and I decided to go ahead and stick it to the man. So there's a lot you can do about him, and what's great about that is you get a few free shotgun shells into him, and you can do those point blank to get some massive damage. So if you're pretty smart about it, he's not too hard. You just got to use the fact that you do have like a little bit of like this long runway you can run back and forth between. So you just got to take advantage of it. But it always doesn't work out very well, because you can see I'm at a point now. I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I'm out of flash bolts, so and I'm low on shotgun ammo. I'm low on pistol ammo. I mean, you've just gone through 2 parts with a lot of crap that you have to kill. But I took him down. I was really, really happy. Here's a few times it didn't work so well. So I go for that barrel. I was hell-bent on the barrel, even though I knew the barrel wasn't gonna hit him. I was just hell-bent on it. So I decided to try to stun him. But he goes first, because he is very, very fast. He's not difficult, but he is much faster than you would remember. So, you know, I had a few deaths on him, but honestly, once I got to him, I felt confident that I was going to get through this part, because this is nowhere near as difficult as the other stuff. It's only one guy to dodge. Sometimes I get a little too greedy, or I don't fire my flash bolts fast enough, but like I said, it's a no-brainer. Now, what's amazing is the next part I was really worried about, because there's like these too many bosses you have to fight at the same time, and that took a little bit, but I learned that there's a way you can just kind of like wait them out in a nice little area. But I will say the last boss of Chapter 4 probably had me rage out more than anything, because I felt it was probably one of the most unfair bosses to try to deal with. So you always know that you're probably in deep shit when you're shooting harpoon bolts at a boss, because it's kind of like you ain't got anything left. But so overall, part 2 not as hard as part 1, and we'll see you for part 3.